Alright, so in today's video we're going to be going over the 5 most asked questions that we get. And it either comes from the comment section, social media, or people we just hang out with, our friends and our family. And so jumping into it, our first most asked question, and probably Caroline's number 1 most asked question, is why we don't make our own food.
This is by far the top question that I get asked all the time.
All of the time.
And honestly, it just comes down to, it's a learning process. I want to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. I want to make sure that the recipe that I'm making is good. So it's not just making it, okay, I made it. Like, I have to try it to make sure that it's actually something that tastes good before we share it with you guys. And until I have something that I know for a fact I'm doing the correct way and that tastes really good and that I'm proud of, there's just so many pre-made options that are good or we haven't tried yet to share with you. So it's just making sure that it's something we're doing right and that it's delicious.
Yeah. To add to that too is we have a very small kitchen, and so even if she did have a recipe right now that she mastered, showing it to you guys and getting the camera angles right and getting it to a point where you guys could recreate what she's doing is kind of difficult. And so if you've been watching the channel and paying attention, you've seen us experimenting with different camera angles and doing different things. And so we're slowly getting there, but we have been dragging our feet because, well, mostly because I'm lazy. I would much rather just grab a mountain house or grab a backpacker's pantry and just boil water and eat. I don't like real complicated meals when I'm out camping, but we are slowly getting there. We are slowly getting to a point where we can figure out the camera angles, we can figure out the process. We have upgraded our dehydrator and some other things so that we can show you guys some homemade recipes. It's just, like she said, there's so many pre-made options out there that we're not really in that big of a hurry yet, but it is coming. We are working on it. Next question is, why are we not outside?
It's cold out.
It's very, very, very cold.
It's winter here in Minnesota right now, and it's been in the negatives, and it's been super windy. And when it does warm up, we got a lot of snow this year. It's finally a real Minnesota winter again. We got a lot of snow, so when it does warm up, it melts and it gets all wet and cold. And I don't like the cold, and I'm not the biggest fan of winter to begin with, so I honestly would just rather be inside right now.
Yeah. So last winter, we did get snow. We always get snow, but we didn't get a lot of snow. This year we have feet of snow. Yeah. And it is the polar vortex or whatever that's happening. It's been in the -10, -30. It's been extremely, extremely cold out. And my camera gear can't handle it. It'll randomly shut off. It'll just not record. There's just been a lot of camera issues. It's not the best time to be outside because it is so cold. And so it's easier just to make videos in the camping room. I can't afford to lose my camera. And so if it gets wet or if it freezes and it breaks, my whole channel's kind of gone. So it's important right now for me to take care of this camera. And yeah, I should tell him. Alright, so bonus question. I call this my camping room. You guys have asked that a lot too, is why do I call this a camping room? And it's because it's a room in our house that's just filled with camping stuff. Almost everything in here is camping related. It's all stuff that I've used for camping, that I plan to use for camping. It's just all my camping stuff is in this room. And so that's why I film in here. That's why I'm usually in here. is because this is where all my stuff is for the channel. So next question, why we don't sell hats. Now, why we don't cook our own food is probably Caroline's most asked question, and why we don't sell hats is probably my most asked question, because a long time ago I did another 5 most asked questions, and I used to always wear a black Nike hat, and people were giving me such a hard time about how Nike's not an outdoor company, and why do I wear a Nike hat, and this, all these questions. And I got a lot of questions about it. And so Caroline went out and bought me this hat. It's a Wolfpack Woodcraft hat. And it was like $50.
Yeah.
It's a very expensive hat. And for $50, I would much rather you guys spend that on something that you're actually going to use. Something that you're actually going to get value out of. For $50, you can get really good camping equipment that's going to help you either get out there and enjoy your camping trip or keep you a lot more comfortable. And I would much rather have you do that than just have a hat with my logo on it. I'd feel guilty knowing that you spent that kind of money on it. But I do have Amazon links, and so if you really want to support the channel, if you're really dead set on spending that kind of money, buy yourself something nice using those links, and that'll work just the same. So I would really prefer that over you guys just having a hat with my logo on it. So that's why we don't do that. Next question is, what camera do I use? There's a lot of you guys that want to start your own YouTube channel. You want to get started in this, and you like the quality of my videos, and you like how crisp and clear everything is. Well, the camera that I use is the Canon 80D. I've done lots of videos on the different cameras and the different equipment that I've used. But yeah, the Canon 80D, I'll leave an Amazon link in the description down below. And I use a Rode VideoMic Pro Plus as my microphone. And this setup right here is all I use. It works perfectly. And if you want videos to match what I do, 80D Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, and that's, you'll have it from there. The camera does all the work for me.
Yeah, it does a way better job than the old camera, which is actually the camera that I use, and then we also use it for B-roll.
Yeah.
It's not as complex, so I don't have as much knowledge of cameras, so I like the T5i to get a feel for it, but it takes really nice pictures. I've taken a lot of really quality pictures with the T5i.
So the T5i is more of a beginner camera, and that's what I started the channel with.
Yeah.
And then I got more familiar with cameras, I got more familiar with the settings, I got more familiar with everything, and I upgraded to the 80D. And the 80D is a huge advantage over the T5i. But like she said, the T5i is way easier to use. It has way more beginner features. And so if that's something that you're into, they're both Canon cameras. But yeah, I have other videos that I'll link below too on me sharing my different cameras. Last question is, what's next? And I just said what's next, but trip plans. A lot of you guys at when am I going to get out and test certain gear? When am I going to get out and do this? When am I going to get... And it all boils down to what's our trip plans.
Yeah.
And for me, well, this winter, Caroline's car kind of got messed up. And so we've been sharing the Jeep. And so I haven't really planned on much yet, because we got to make sure that we get her car up and running so that I can go somewhere for a weekend and not leave her just stuck at home. But my goal, my hopes are that I can go on a 72-hour camp out this spring at that hidden campsite that I showed you guys. We did that vlog there. I want to do a 72-hour camping experience there for you guys. I want to do another trip where I have that Ozark Trail kit, where I use all the Ozark Trail tools. And so there's a lot of trips that I want to do, but again, I got to make sure that Caroline has a vehicle before I just leave her stranded for the weekend.
Yeah. A couple other things we have planned. We do have like kind of a winter hike with the pup planned. We just have to figure out exactly when we're gonna go because we don't want it to be in the negatives because that everyone would be miserable, but Moore really likes the snow, so we want to take her on a winter hike. And we actually found on Facebook a little park that's like a half an hour from us that's supposed to be a really nice place to winter hike, so we want to check that out. And then talked about this summer doing my own solo camping trip, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, she's been wanting to do a solo camping trip for a while, and it doesn't work out, and she's never been out all by herself, and so it'll be fun to see how she does. But yeah, we'll have to. Well, I don't know. It all depends on her car. We got to get her car up and running. We got to get everything fixed. And once that's done, then we can make some solid plans and really get things figured out. So that is the 5 most asked questions here. And yeah, it's been a crazy winter. It's been so cold. We've gotten so much snow that yeah, I'm dying to get back out there. I can't wait for spring to come so that I can fix her car, get back out there, make some more videos. I got a lot of gear that I'm going to be showing you guys. I got a lot of stuff that I got to test out. And so if you haven't subscribed yet, consider to subscribe and come join the pack. We have a new video every Sunday and Thursday. And hopefully they keep getting better and better and better. And maybe someday you'll see our own recipes. You're going to see us outside a lot more in these coming spring, summer, and fall. We're never going to sell hats. My camera is the ADD. And we'll have a lot more trips that we want to get to. So can't wait to see you guys on the next one. And have a great rest of your day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.